Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome back to the Ladies Room Talk Show. I'm Clarissa Kenty.
And I'm Ernest Kenty.
You're supposed to come in right when I say my name. You come right in with yours.
Last time I did that,
you jumped ahead of me.
Last time you did it, we did this. You said I needed to let you do your whole intro and then I speak. So I'm quiet until you tell me to speak.
Yeah, but you jumped ahead of me is what I'm saying. So when I say that, you jump in and you say who you are. So we're going to say it again. Okay. Hey, everybody. Y'all share the live. Hey, Kim. Hello. Kimmy. Mark Cooper from New York. How's it going?
She's already starting, y'all.
I am not. I'm going to thank you. Yes, we are two crazy kids. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that.
Oh, God.
So, guys, listen, we are back inside the Ladies Room Talk Show, but I want to give a big shout out before we get started to Minister Yolanda T. Crenshaw of the Hill International. She had an amazing service on this past Saturday. And I understand it was really, really good. We were out celebrating our anniversary, so we weren't able to attend. But I understand that it was amazing and electrifying. And big kudos to Pastor Yolanda Crenshaw and everything that she's doing with the Hill International. Thank you so much for coming out and talking to us. And I heard that you had a really good showing too. So kudos to you. Isn't that awesome?
That's good.
Absolutely. All right, Yolanda. How's it going, girl? Hey. All right. Hey, thank you, Quan. I appreciate that, sweetheart. Thank you. Yes, guys, listen. We have a lot to talk about tonight. Yesterday was actually, why are you laughing?
Hey.
What is so, you know what? We can never do a show where it's just professional and it's spot on. You laughing for no reason.
No, it's a reason.
What are you laughing about?
I'm gonna let you finish this.
No, I want to know what you're laughing about, number one.
You said we got a lot to talk about.
Hey, Allison. Yes, you were there with us when it all began, back at Miles College.
Yes.
Miles College.
Hey, Allison.
Hey, there's Jazzy. Hey, Jazzy.
Jasmine. Yeah.
Yes. All right, guys. So we're just hanging out tonight, just talking, giving you guys an update on our empty nesting, how that is going. And then, hey, we're celebrating 29 years, which yesterday was our actual anniversary. And so we went out of town, just kind of kicked it a little bit just to get away. Nothing really big, like big, but just kind of get away from it, just to get away from it all, right? What? Look, now this is a talk show.
I'm
talking.
Okay. Yes.
Hey, Jasmine. Thank you.
I'm trying to tell you.
What? You need to jump in now. Come on.
Okay.
All right. What are you doing? Go ahead.
Okay, I just said we went to spend time together. And it was beautiful. It was lovely. I enjoyed it.
Very good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so listen, guys. So we decided just to kind of go out of town. And so the last time we did the empty nesting, you guys gave us ideas. You gave us ideas on different things that we can do and try and just kind of to get out. So we decided to use one of those ideas for our anniversary this weekend. And so we really didn't want to do a whole lot. Just wanted to just chill, relax. And that's pretty much what we did. No time, whatever's, no reservations, just kind of kicking it, just laid back. And so what we decided to do this time is that we decided to restaurant hop.
That was good.
That was so much fun. And actually, Kim, who's on the live, gave us that idea about restaurant hopping. And so that's what we decided to do this weekend. And let me tell you, we had a ball. It was something different for us, which I think we'll probably implement that going on, going forward. It was a lot of fun, y'all. If you have never done restaurant hopping, it's kind of like those of you who are big time drinkers and you do bar hopping. Mm-hmm. This is the same concept, but you restaurant hop. And so what we decided to do is that we went to one location. Yeah, we had fun, Kim. We had fun. Yes. Oh, look at Jolanda being messy. You both are glowing. Ain't nobody printed over here.
That's the light. Is that the light?
Yeah, right. That's these LEDs in here. Hey, Dwayne. Love you. Yes, Kim. It was a lot of fun. And so, guys, let me tell you how it goes down for those of you who've never done it. And when Kim explained it to us, I was like, okay, we're going to try it and see what happens. And so what you do is that for each course meal that you have, you go to a different restaurant. So we started off at a sushi bar, which was real good. We heard from the guys at the hotel that we were staying in. They were talking about it, which is kind of not too far down from the hotel. And so we decided to walk there to kind of kick off the appetizer. So we ate, and what was the name of that place?
I can't remember.
I can't either, but we'll go back and look at the receipt.
Nova.
Nova Sushi and Bar or something like that. Yeah. And guys, let me tell you, the sushi was amazing.
And we did something for the first time that we've never done. We've eaten sushi before, but we've never done the raw fish, and it was really good.
Listen, y'all. Angela, newlyweds. Y'all, we were grown. We were grown on this weekend. Just decided to kind of live a little bit and kind of do some things we've never done before. So yeah, eating raw sushi, that we have never done that. That's never been our thing. We eat sushi, but most of the time it's grilled or smoked or something like that. And so we had the tuna and the salmon, but the shrimp was grilled.
That's right.
The shrimp was grilled. So that was delicious. It was delicious. Mm-hmm. Jazz, I'm gonna let you hold that down in Gaston, okay? If that air is not flowing over here, I'm gonna let you have it.
Ain't nowhere in the world.
Yes, Angela, enjoying the journey. Yes, it's been a long journey. 29 years married, 32 years together.
What's four from
33 years together?
Yeah, 4 added 29, 33.
Yeah, 33 years together. So it's definitely been a long time. But we started off with sushi. Mm-hmm. So we started off with the sushi, and then we got in our car and we drove over to more of the downtown because we were in the Peachtree area. We just went to Atlanta. Yeah, and so we went to a place called the Olive Bistro, which was a Mediterranean restaurant. Amazing food. It was great. And so what we decided to do there was that we got 2 different platters so that we can kind of eat off of each other's plate and experience everything that the restaurant had to offer. Again, a really good find. It was a nice tuck away place. It was really, really, really nice.
And the food was real authentic. I don't know if I don't want to throw, that's why I hate calling names, but you can go to certain Mediterranean places or Italian places and it tastes commercial. This place was authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a different quality of food.
Yeah, it was. And the service was great. I don't know about you, but when we go out and here lately, the service has just not really been the best. Yeah. And, and I really don't blame the restaurants. I know that there's a lack of hiring people and a lack of hiring quality people. And so we know that there's a lack out there in hiring people and getting people employed. So we do get that. But the restaurants, it was really good. So we got lamb. Mm-hmm. We got a lamb kebab, lamb chops, and chicken kebab. Mm-hmm. And all of that was on one platter. And we got about 4 different sides to go with that.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was very, very good. And I don't know if you guys are hummus people. We're hummus. We like hummus. But usually hummus is made with chickpeas. Well, this hummus was made with eggplants. It was made with eggplants. Yeah. It wasn't called hummus, it was something else, but that was a little bit more heartier. and very tasty. So that was really good.
Mhm.
We had lentils and rice, and it was really great. So tabbouleh, I think it is. And so that's just a blend. And most of you who do Mediterranean, you know, kind of that's a blend of cilantro and different little herbs and onions and arugula and tomatoes. So that was really good. And so we packed up, we left there, and we were on our way to a place that I really want to go back and try. Is Cafe Intermezzo.
Yes.
Intermezzo.
Mm-hmm.
And so we really wanted to go there, guys, but it was packed. It was like a 45-minute wait. So we were like, nah, we're not going to do that. So we went over to a place called Sweet Hut.
Oh, God. Sweet
Hut.
Sweet Hut.
It was nice. Y'all, the dessert was really good. And I'm not a dessert person per se, but the dessert was really, really good. And they had really nice coffee that they just specialize in that. And so this is the thing about restaurant hopping. We were not full.
Right.
You would think that we were overstuffed, but we were not full. I mean, I can tell you, I went to sleep that night and I wasn't like overstuffed and miserable because we've been eating so many places. I don't know if we just burned off calories going from one location to the other. I don't know, but it was just a lot of fun. You know, the experience was great. It was a fulfilled night. And so I would recommend that to anybody. Get out there and restaurant hop. If you want to go with your significant other, if you want to go with friends, a girls' night out, you know, just get out there and just restaurant hop. Just go from restaurant and just try different things. It was so much fun. Kim, I want to thank you so much for suggesting that to us. We really did implement that this weekend, and it was a load of fun. Now, the first night we did go to a place called Tuk Tuk.
Tuk Tuk.
Tuk Tuk was Asian. Restaurant in Atlanta. Thai. It was Thai. And so Peggy Keebler with PK Fitness recommended that for us to go there. And we went there the first night. That was great as well. So just a really nice time, guys. But that's kind of how we kind of rolled this weekend. It was just, and then we did something that TikTok made us do. You know how you watch TikTok and say TikTok made us do it? We did something that TikTok made us do. That was a recommendation from our son Matthew, and we went to a place called Sweetie Lobster. What was it called? Something lobster. But that was good too. Yeah. That was in Duluth, Georgia. Yeah. So we wrapped up eating on that. So this whole weekend was more like just experiencing different foods and different cuisines, which was really nice. And then just chilling out, having a good time. We've been married for 29 years. A lot of you don't know how we met. Well, we live in Birmingham, Alabama. Neither one of us are from Birmingham. I'm from Spartanburg, South Carolina. And Ernest is from
Okeechobee, Florida. Yes. I did not call y'all a name. I said Okeechobee, Florida. It's on the map. It's definitely on the map. If you look at Florida, it's the body of water that's down in the South. Florida. It's about two hours from Miami, about an hour and a half from Orlando, right in the middle.
Okay, very good. I don't think they asked for that geographic.
It's good. You should go down there. It's a good, if you like fishing, good bass fishing.
It's really nice. So, guys, we met in college. We met at Miles College, and actually, the football coach introduced us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He introduced us.
Yeah. He introduced us. He set it up. He introduced us. He put us together. I wasn't really interested right at the time. I was just kind of, chilling.
You was feeling.
I just wasn't really feeling anybody at that point. I was on the rebound, and I was just kind of.
You know what?
You come on now. Okay, all right. Thank you, Lady Gwen. Okay, let's just tell the truth. We're gonna tell the truth. Now, after I met you, you said you would speak to me, right? Afterwards, around campus.
Yeah, I would see you.
Yeah. But I didn't see you. I don't remember talking to you.
Yeah, you did.
No, I don't remember talking to you. I don't remember speaking to you at that time.
Well, I mean, of course, you know what? You probably didn't. You probably did.
I mean, you know. And then you were telling folks you were going to marry me, and we hadn't even gone out on the first date.
This is how confident I am about my thing. I did. I saw her in the cafeteria, and I was talking to one of my friends, and I said, "That's going to be my wife right there." Man, no. I said, "That's going to be my wife." Watch. 33 years later.
I wish somebody had told me. I wish the guy he was talking to had told me.
No, it wasn't his place to tell you. I already knew. All the guys out there know what I'm talking about. When you state your claim, you make it so. I didn't even look. I wasn't even spiritual back then. I was saying. I was speaking. That's what I did. I spoke it into existence. Am I right or wrong?
I mean, obviously you were right. But who does that?
You bet.
That is really scary. And it's almost like.
Well, this is the thing. Was I stalking you?
I think you were on the low.
I don't even think I had talked to you 2 times before I saw you in the cafeteria. I didn't stalk you. I didn't have to. I didn't. And then what happened?
No, he doesn't, Kim.
So
look what Kim said.
What?
Minister Ernest got game. No, he doesn't.
Man, please listen. Listen. When I said what I wanted, I put it in the atmosphere. Now that's for them people that's not even spiritual. And that's what you speak it. You say what you want.
Well, look, Lady Gwen out here talking about the power of words.
Yeah.
You walk lightly, Lady Gwen.
Yeah,
now walk lightly.
Hey, okay.
Tread lightly now.
Okay.
Oh. But y'all, people were trying to put us together at Miles College. Now that's where we both graduated from and went to school. So everybody was trying to put us together. The coach was trying to put us together. One of our friends, Abby. Now you were talking to Abby about me. Because she told me.
I may have said
she
something.
She told me.
But she had so many guys trying to holler. It is what it is. They can try to holler. They can try to do everything they wanted to do. But at the end of the day, hey, it is what it is. So we're at 33 years.
Yeah.
And counting.
With 33 years. We were married for 3 years and then we decided to have children.
Yes.
But he lied.
Okay.
He lied to me. You want to tell him or you want me to tell him?
You always tell the story. So
yeah, because I'm not going to leave out the stuff. Okay, you tell it this time and I'll see if it's true or not.
It was 3 years in and we said we were going to give it 5. 3 years in, I said, okay, let's go ahead. Can we go ahead and start trying to have children? So we were good.
No.
3 years. Yes.
You're not telling the whole story. Okay, this is what happened. All right. So before we got married, I'm going to talk. So I'm going to talk to you. I want to get understanding. Let us be clear about things so we all can be on the same page. So I said, Ernest, look, I said, I'm going to need at least 5 years. I think I've shared this on our line before, but I'm going to need 5 years. I'll need 5 years for sanity. You know how you just want to have just 5 years, just you and your spouse. You don't want to have any type of responsibilities. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Just those 5 years, okay? So I was Gucci. I was good. We rolling. We bought our first house 6 months into the marriage. And, we just doing our thing. We working and, putting money back, really trying to get ourselves together. So 2 years into this thing, he comes to me and says, you don't want to have children. I'm like, what are you talking about? You just don't want to have. I think you hate children. I'm like, what are you talking about? Did you not say it?
I really. But this is where the
come
story
on, selective memory.
No,
come on,
I
selective
don't remember
memory.
saying you hate children. I don't know where I would have pulled that from.
Yeah,
No.
but you did.
Okay, well, I may have said I was saying a lot of stupid.
Oh,
look, back then I was saying a lot of stupid stuff.
look, y'all, listen. Y'all out here engaged, get clear understanding.
But there's nothing wrong with, I mean, some things you don't, I was feeling like the family should be 3 years in. Let's go ahead and let's do it.
But that's not what you agreed to. And that was my problem. I'm like, dude, I said, how are you going to come to me? And what we discussed earlier, I get my 5 years. I want to do some things and then I'll be ready. Right? Because I got married at 24, 23. We're still young. So you come to me accusing me of not wanting to have kids, accuse me of actually hating children. Now, I don't even think you like children. I'm like, but what are you talking about? Well, we need some pitter patter in this house. This house is too quiet. I'm like, what is your problem? We just need some children. I said, oh my God. So y'all, I'm like, well, Lord, you know, I know what he agreed to tell me, but I don't want to be a wife that's going to be.
No, you just can't just plant. Like, you want to plant. You can't. Listen, okay, 2 years, 5. Okay, we said 5. We did it in 3. We good.
But I didn't appreciate it. And now I'm trying to help people out here. Those of you
don't y'all
engaged.
Listen.
This is what I would ask you to do. Now I'm not asking you to do prenups. But what I am asking you to do is when they start talking this yin yang and they promise this and that, get them to text it. Don't get them to whisper sweet nothings, because the sweet nothings go in one ear and out the no. Get them to text it.
So it was the way I came. So maybe I should have said, man, you know what? I think maybe 5 years is too long. So how about we do it in 3 years? Or at that time, I guess it would have been, why don't we start planning now?
But you didn't.
But I didn't. It's how I came, right?
Yeah, you accused me of not liking children.
I don't remember that.
Oh, but I do. You have selective memory, Mr. Kenty. Now look at John talking about compromise is good. But what I'm talking about, how he came at me, though, is what I'm saying. And he went back on his word.
This brother
knows.
The problem.
No, John. No.
Yes.
And John knows you. No. If you promise your spouse or your soon-to-be spouse something before you get married, stick to the plan, man. Stick to the plan.
I'd like to know how many other people on this live has stuck to the plan. It don't work like that.
Thank you, Mia.
You adjust.
Thank you, Mia.
What Mia said?
Hey. Yes, thank you.
Oh, okay. All right.
Stick to the plan. Okay. So those of you who
stick
are
to
engaged, look now, get them to text
Y'all
it.
Stick to the plan.
Get them to text it now. Get them to text it. Now, the funny thing about this whole little thing going on here is that y'all listen. Now, we did plan, because at 2.5 years, I said, okay. I said, all right. I said, at 3 years, we'll go ahead and start trying. Mm-hmm. Right? So I met him halfway. It did eventually meet him halfway, but it still just kind of did something to me. But anyway, I met him halfway. Y'all listen, I thought I was still going to get over on him because, typically they say, hey, for the first one, it's going to take maybe about a year to try. And remember what the doctor told us about all this stuff, and I was like, man, I said, well, okay, good. I could at least buy another year, even agreeing to trying. So that's how I was looking at it. I'm going to buy me another year or two. Yeah, cool. Yeah, let's try. Y'all listen. And I know this is probably TMI. We started trying in January. We was pregnant in February.
Yep. So February.
In February.
Let's see, April, May, June, July, August, September. Yeah.
I know.
I know. It was Valentine's Day. I guess.
It was an anniversary.
February. Yeah. Oh God.
No one sticks to the plan. Thank you, Doris Bentley.
No, she's on my side.
She is not on your side. She is agreeing with me.
No.
Yeah.
No one
Okay.
sticks to the plan.
Doris Bentley, please let us know whose side you're on. I already know.
She's saying that no one.
Hey, Ralph! How's it going? See, you might get an amen out of Ralph and John,
Ralph, my boy. I'm telling you, it don't work like that. You have to
John
always
say,
be.
Ernest, you know, no matter how you come out, you have to look
Right.
Let me see, Ralph.
So,
do you remember when I gave y'all those? Lord, yes.
That may have been the help I needed. That may have been the help. Ralph, see, you can blame Ralph.
I remember when he gave us those CDs.
Wow.
Oh, they were nice too. They were nice. They were nice.
But look, after the first son was born.
Yeah. Y'all, the joke to the Kenty house is only one child was playing, and that was the first one.
That's right. So
what?
You just said what I'm talking about.
Hey, son.
One child was playing, the other two was not. My point.
See,
she's agreeing with Ernest Kenty, but I love you both. Yes.
It's because her husband's sitting beside her. Her husband's sitting beside her. She had to text that. I'm going to overlook that comment.
Oh, no. Keep them coming.
Look at them. They trying to look. I love y'all. Okay. I'm going to tell you, this how our friends are. When they with us, like they'll be with me. Right. Now, Clarissa, you know you my favorite. Then they'll be with you. Ernest, you know you my favorite. They're telling both of us the same thing.
They're true friends. Two friends.
But y'all, yeah, look, the only one playing was EJ, and that was the first one.
That's it.
And we thought we were done with Matthew. Once we had Matthew with those two boys, I'd already fashioned in my spirit. I said, you know what? I'm done. We're not going to have it anymore.
Yeah.
I was I was 34 when I had Taylor.
Yeah.
So the joke with me and God was, listen, if you are God, I need you to come through before 35. So the joke was I was 34 when I had Taylor. I mean, right there, right at the door. So I was 34 when I had her. So we, it's been pretty good, just to really, I like the way they were spaced. Now the boys were 18 months apart.
Right.
They were 18 months apart. So that was a lot. Y'all, let me tell you what happened one night. Those of you who have multiple children, especially when they're close together or staircased or whatever, you all over the place. Okay. So at one time, Matthew and Ernest were both in diapers. So one was in like the larger diapers, and the other one, of course, was in the smaller infant diapers. Mm-hmm. Y'all, one night, both of them were crying. About 1 o'clock, I was super tired. I thought I don't know what was going on. I took both of those kids and laid them on the bed and put the wrong diaper on the other one. So I put EJ, who is my firstborn, I put his diaper on Matthew, so the diaper was up to him. Oh, God. I was tired because, when they're young like that, I mean, you're just hustling. But when they get older, they entertain each other. So that really helped out a lot. And then they were really good when Taylor came around, because Taylor was about 5 years younger than Matthew. But y'all, I remember trying to get used to going back to church, Bible study. And it was rough. I mean, it was rough trying to get back to your regular routine after having one, and they're both small. So I remember we were going to Faith Chapel, and I remember going to Bible study. I would go in increments of 5 minutes. I would go, we sit there for 5 minutes, and they got wrestled. I pack them up and left. I went back the next Wednesday. I stayed until 7:10. Okay, we're making progress. Then I left. And eventually I started easing my way back into 8 o'clock. But it was rough, y'all. It was rough. But when I look back now, I would not trade it for anything.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't trade it for anything. And, when you're going through those things when you don't have children, then you have children, and now we don't have children again in the house. It's different roles, but when you're going through it, it doesn't seem like it's this long. It doesn't seem like it's been 29 years or 30 years until your anniversaries come. You're like, my God, I'm looking at like, what in the world? I can't believe that the time went like this. Wow. But guys, it's 39 years, 29 years, three kids later. I'll put the 3 in there. It has really been ups and downs. I think anybody who's been married for a period of time or a long period of time, y'all look. And I'm not telling you this from what I read. It is not a faint of heart.
It ain't for the weak. I heard somebody say.
No, it ain't. Yeah. It ain't. And hopefully one day I'm hoping that maybe we can do kind of like a conference or something like that, just to really chat with people who are engaged and people who are thinking about, hey y'all, thank you. Hey Kim, hey Shayna, thank you guys. We're just in here talking. I want to acknowledge. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kim Scott. Guys, go out there and check out her new singles and her new CD. She is rocking it. We love Kim. We love Kim. Yes. Love her. Lindell, happy anniversary. Thank you.
What's up, Lindell?
And here, Veronica. Hey, Veronica. Veronica knew us when we were dating.
Yes.
Veronica knew us when we were dating. And actually, we started off when we moved here. We started off at More Than Conquerors, so Pastor Green, when we were in college. And so so that's where we met Veronica. No, I'm thinking about Veronica Wheeler. Yeah, Veronica knew us then too. Right. Because we were all dating at the same time. Yes. Thank you, Veronica. We appreciate that. So guys, listen, we I hope that one day that we can have kind of like a conference or a sit down and just talk to some younger couples, talk to some
talk to older couples.
Yeah,
talk to everybody.
Talk to everybody. I tell you what, if you don't have the Lord on your side, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. I remember, and this is just kind of being open and transparent, but I remember Pastor Mike teaching on the marriage seminars. He had a lot of marriage CDs and things, and I remember he used to say, well, when the love is gone, what do you have? Right. And I was thinking, because you just getting married, I'm like, love is gone. I mean, what is he talking about? How is that even possible? Well, after 29 years,
love done left a couple of times.
Yeah, Lord. Hey, love packed his bags.
Wait a minute.
Yo, listen to us. Listen, Linda. Honey, love left a couple of times and stayed gone for a hot second and came back.
Love went on vacation.
Yes, it went on a cruise, baby. One of them 10 days.
Oh my God.
But y'all, I'm telling you, when we look back and see some things, it's really it looks down to what you really have, what the relationship is really made out of.
Right.
And so, and I can honestly say that our friendship, now God first, but our friendship and who we are as friends really has kept our marriage. It really has kept our marriage.
Absolutely. And I would say knowing what my role is specific. I had an older gentleman tell me this one time. We were going through, and this talking, how sometimes
you crying, you want some tissue?
No, my eyes are watering.
Okay.
But the guy, when it was said, this was years ago. This was like maybe 15 years in, so half that time. I was telling him just like, man, I'm about through it. I'm through it. And tell me she didn't blaming, the blame game. She this and she that, And he said, man, he said, young fella, he said, if it's anything going on in your house that you don't like, that's your fault.
I
said, what you mean? I can't control.
What's his name? Let me cash app him right quick.
He was so old. I don't know. But it was old wisdom.
Yeah,
I mean, it really was.
Right.
And to this day, you know, and even then, I got what he was saying. But, you know, as you live and you learn,
right,
it becomes revelation to you. And he gave me this example. He said, just imagine yourself standing at the threshold of your door, almost like you Superman, hands on your hips, and you right there looking out to your house, from your house. Your back is towards the inside of your house. He said, whatever you let in your house as the head of your house is going to be the temperature of your house. I said, what? Wow. And so, you know, back, I'm being a smart tail. I said, well, what about, man? You know, I'm talking about, like, I can't control, like, what if she having PMS? You know, that ain't my fault. What? He said, yes. He said, that's on you. He said, you know, right now, he said, even if a woman is going through emotional whatever, he said, you can soothe that.
Oh, glory.
You can soothe it.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna tell you, it didn't catch fire then, but several years later, as you mature again and you live, you start kind of like, okay, this is what he meant. I started doing some stuff on purpose, because what I found was, like, say, for example, you would come home from work. Everybody's tired. She would come home from work. The kids come home from school. So everybody's kind of everywhere. And I remember the first time me trying, just doing different things, just trying something different. Instead of me coming home, shutting down, and I'm getting mad about something, I would change or set the temperature in the house. Be it being loving, being a servant to my kids, or being a servant to my wife, it would soothe the whole house. Everybody wasn't all over the place. But he was right. I was in control of that. Nobody else. And so once I got that, I was like, okay, all right. That's what he meant by, you know, your role is so important. Now, some women, you might have a role yourself, and once you get that revelation of what your role is for your specific home, and you get in that and you start operating in that, I think you'll come out better. Like you said, friendship and knowing my role, those were the two things that sustained us. Not the only thing that kept us strong, but those things really, really, really helped. Because I can be, you see like different things on social media where you see the couples like arguing or fighting or whatever, and then she might have something on her face and you mad. Because that's the friendship. You know, I don't want you around here looking crazy. You're still my partner.
I want to tell y'all, this is how we roll. So let me say some greetings right quick. Hello, Tawana. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Hey, cuz. Thanks, Adrian. Thank you. John, wow, y'all kind of old. Lies. There's some lies right there, John. Talk to everybody. Yes, Lady Gwen, you already know. DJ Street. Thank you. Happy anniversary. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yes, Tawana says that 30 years in. Woo, 32. Wow. Okay. Yeah, every year is major. Is major. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Zon. Appreciate it. Hello, Iris. Thank you. And congratulations. I think you have a new addition there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hello, Miss Mabel. Thank you. Love you so much. Thank you so much for the happy anniversaries. See if we can go in here anymore. There we go. There's a young buck right here. That's our nephew, Melvin. Hey, Melvin. Melvin's in that courting stage and engagement stage. So good. I hope we can help you out. But yeah, I was, one thing about forgiveness is key. Forgiveness is key. And how quick can you forgive? Sometimes, your disappointments or whatever can cut deep depending on what it is, but you control your peace. You control your happiness. You control what's going to make you happy. And you can't put the pressures on another person to make you feel whole. And so that's one of the things that we do sometimes as couples, is that we think we're supposed to find our wholeness in our spouse. No, you got to find your wholeness in Christ. And then you bring the two whole people together. The two whole people together. So asking the right questions, getting to know a little bit more about each other, learning the background and the history of daddy and mommy and cousins and great. Understand that. Ask the right questions now. You know, it's more than just, hey, Sharon, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. John said he's in 33 years. Yes.
Wow.
So ask the right questions, guys, especially for those of you who are dating or who are contemplating getting married. Ask enough of the right questions. You must do it. You must do it.
And don't, my humble opinion, you know, we always hearing stuff now because they say the dating game is different. It's just different. They say out here, it's just different out here. I believe it. I believe it. So you can't even, like, now, you got to be careful even asking the right questions, because everything seems to be fake now. And I don't want to just...
Yeah, that's why you have to ask enough questions.
I know,
but asking questions is not enough. You got to ask enough of the right questions. So these are open-ended questions. My background is sales.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. You're absolutely right. I think in asking the right questions, you don't ignore, what do you call it? They said don't ignore the obvious, kind of
handwriting on the wall.
The handwriting, yeah. Because I think because you can ask the right questions and something like, because it's game. Yeah. It's game out here. So people can answer, they can throw you some game. But I think if you don't ignore the obvious and call it for what it is, now this is the thing. You make the choice. You make the choice in receiving or accepting what that thing is. But I think if you don't ignore, because I think most times when you're talking to people, they'll say, well, yeah, I did see that, or I did pick up on that. And I think I heard our pastor say this Sunday, if they ain't cleaning the house when you dating, that's okay. If that's a pet peeve of yours, you're not going to make that person change that. You're going to have, if he ain't good with money, if he's spending all the money, and it's like, apart from a miracle, that stuff is not going to change. So that's the stuff I'm talking about. Like, don't ignore that stuff and just say, well, no, God gonna change him. Or we praying that it does. But for the most part, the average person, and you can be in counseling or whatever, and I hear pastors and counselors say it all the time, that yes, the person said that I saw that before and it never got better.
Right. And what happens a lot of times, it will escalate. So if you're saying, oh, okay, well, I can kind of deal with it. I see it's there, but that's not really a deal breaker. Not really, for real.
Yeah.
Just know that when you get married, it'll escalate.
It does.
And so you have to kind of, and that's why I say you have to ask the right questions and watch and see. And so what I have realized too, hey, Wesley, thank you. Yes, communication is key. It's very important. Mark says, what are some sample questions you suggest? Okay. I would probably say, let me say this. Maybe not a question here, but for women, some men are real good at masking who they really are. Okay. Mm-hmm. They will pretend, they will build themselves up to be a certain way, and you won't know who they are until you get married. Well, what you have to do is create situations that will pull those things out. For instance, I've heard some people say, oh, me and my fiance, we've never had an argument. Oh, red flag right there. Right there. Now, if you guys have never had a disagreement or argument, or you've never seen him mad before, there needs to be a situation that will provide him an opportunity to be upset. You see how I put that? provide an opportunity, because you need to see him or her in a place that's not quite favorable for them. Because you need to know if he gets mad, and if he gets mad, how does that go? Does it get to a point of him hitting you? Does it get to a point with him abusing you because he doesn't have his way, or he's angry, or she's angry? You'll never know that if that opportunity is never presented. So it's not the best and heroic thing to say, well, we've never had an argument. So you don't know who he is, mad. You don't know if he's going to hit you or not because of of how he's carrying himself in a part that's favorable. I'll say another thing, making sure you have just have those questions about, what do you think about your future? Do you want to travel? What do you think about children? What's your discipline process of how do you discipline children? If you have a blended family, you need to have the conversation.
Yeah.
You need to have a conversation, because let's say, for instance, with us, we have a blended family. Okay. And so Ernest had a daughter prior to meeting me. So she did come to live with us for about 3 years or so. Okay. Mm-hmm. So the thing about that is that we did not have the proper counseling in our premarital counseling to help us deal with a blended family situation. So that wasn't the best for our marriage then, because he had a certain way of discipline. I had a certain way of discipline. And that was before I think Matthew and Ernest were already here, but we had our different ways of discipline. And so when you have a blended family, there are other things that come along with a blended family. And so it's more than just assuming that it's going to be an easy connection. Well, if you love me, you love her. Okay, sure. But what are our processes? How are we thinking?
You know what? And I got this is a great kind of filler if you should communicate it or not. If you feel that flutter in your heart and you want to discuss it, and you feel like the other person might get offended or upset that you're talking about it, you need to talk about it. To me, it's just that simple.
Right.
If you I don't want to say nothing because I might seem so. Nah. You gotta talk. You gotta hit that right now. Right. You gotta talk.
And then it factors into what John is saying. You can't get too emotional too quick.
That's right.
Right. And where that factors in is sometimes there will be times I didn't want to talk to him about certain stuff because he got on my nerves with how he responded. All right. And I didn't want to hear it, so I didn't talk about it. Well, what happened is that's how the enemy comes in to start clogging up your communication channels. You can't stop talking. Right. You can't do it. It just opens the door up. It opens the door for other things to take place. You must keep that conversation going. I don't care how the response is or what you think the response is going to be. You still have to communicate. And a lot of times, if you're patient enough, as John is saying, to get through that tough part of the communication, at some point, you'll come to a very nice and good resolve.
Right.
But you got to keep going.
And one thing about the response, say if she would say something, one thing about me, and this is just personal, and I don't know how many other guys feel like this, it's something about being called on the carpet for guys. Number one, 9 times out of 10, we know when we're wrong. It's and then, okay, she don't come on the carpet. So my response is based, like John said, my response is mostly based on my emotions. Why she getting them? But at the end of the day, I heard her. It's like I hear her and I know she's right, but my response is based out of my emotions. If that makes sense. And so you're right. The enemy uses that. Okay, right. I heard you. I still heard you. And this is the funny thing. 9 times out of 10, I agree with what she's saying, but it's the being called on the carpet. Now that's a character flaw. You see what I'm saying? That's one thing that I realized in my life. That's a character flaw that somebody has. Well, a character flaw for my wife wasn't a deal breaker because she knows my heart is not dark with it. It's just a character flaw. I can work through that because at the end of the day, 2 months later, what she said worked because I heard it, because I didn't respond like that the next time or the next time or the next time because I heard it. The first time I did, but it wasn't a deal breaker. So just imagine the times when it's a deal breaker for a person. It's a character flaw, and we all have them. So that's what I'm saying. Each relationship is different. Everybody has different personalities. And so you have to be all right with the decisions that you make to accept or receive those character flaws.
Right. And it's a thing of understanding. So we both got to a point in our marriage where we're like, who is this? This ain't the chick I thought I married. This ain't the dude I thought I married. And if you've been married for a period of time, you have that time where you're like, who in the world is this him?
But you know what? And that's true because I'm not the same person.
Right.
30 years? Are you the same? Like, I mean, that's a rhetorical question.
But
nobody's the same.
It wasn't 30 years when I thought that about you, though. That was 5. That was 5 years, but I digress. Hey, Vicky. Happy anniversary. Thank you, Vicky.
I may have had them thoughts too.
I know you did. I would be crazy to think such. I would be crazy to think differently. Yes. Thank you, Marilyn. Appreciate it. Let's see, what did John say here? Let's see. Today it seems nobody wants to put in any time. Today is the kind of instant gratification time. Yeah. It's a patience thing, John. It really, you really have to have the patience. And I think we both would be lying if we didn't think, well, you know what? I think I'm gonna leave without. I'm gonna follow the love, the love patch of left. I'm gonna leave with the love.
Yeah.
So, but we just, for whatever reason, something will be said, or you see a bumper sticker, a T-shirt, or something that just hold you together.
That's when you start looking at social media and you see all the little love stuff. And look, how many times I have my wife's picture as my screensaver. Oh Jesus! Every time my phone, every time it'll go off or go on silent, her picture will come up. And look, at one time I used to erase it off. I said, I'm gonna just take it off because I don't want to look at her face. But I did something. I'm telling you, y'all, this is just being real. But I did something on purpose. I stopped doing that. Even when we would have a disagreement, I'm just, man. I stopped taking it out. So her name, a picture pop up or whatever. And so over time, you're looking at the picture and say, oh, man, oh God.
Aww.
And look, we can be walking down the hallway. Now our hallway is not wide. It ain't wide. You're walking down the same hallway, almost bumping shoulders, like ain't talking. No, we don't even bump. You walk like this. Cause you mad,
y'all, just mad.
And this is the thing, and it's okay to be upset and I guess, and to disagree about certain things, but it's just like you said, when you've lived enough, and I'm not saying it takes a long time to go through this stuff. It's just maturing. Yeah. When you mature fast enough and know that nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. You're not perfect. So you can't expect the other person to be perfect as well. So, and you got character flaws. It's just as long as it's not deal breakers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If it's not a deal breaker, don't waste your mad on just frivolous stuff.
Yeah.
And
waste time. Yeah. But I was going to say this earlier and I had lost track, but I was going to say that there are times like you and I can be mad at each other, and I mean mad. But we were like this in college too. But you let somebody come up on this here.
You can be mad at the house.
Look at my sleeves.
You mad at the house.
Yeah. We'll be Wonder Twins power. Your enemy, my enemy. So we're going to fight this battle together. And once we win, then you're my enemy again.
You slapping me upside
right. But If somebody come against him, and that's when I really knew. I was like, wow, who does that? So if you coming at him, you gonna come to both of us, and we're gonna take you down together.
Mm-hmm.
So
politics and religion should not be avoided as a topic.
Yeah, and that's true.
Yeah.
That is so true. I remember y'all when he said that we were dating then, y'all. So I was going through, we're going to More Than Conquerors at the time. We were in college. And so I grew up non-denominational. I went to non-denominational when I was about 9, and that's where we stayed. And so Ernest is, he grew up Baptist background. So when I invited him to go to More Than Conquerors, because I was going to More Than Conquerors first before I met him. And so, More Than Conquerors, we was all about that worship, baby. We get that word in and our worship flags going everywhere. And so I knew that he wasn't accustomed to that. And I'm like, Lord, please don't let these flags be flying when we go into church, when he comes for the first time. Lo and behold, but at that time we was in the old sanctuary, so you had to kind of step up into the sanctuary. Right. And right when we opened the door and he steps up into the sanctuary, he had to duck literally because the flag came around his head. I was like, oh my God.
Man, look, I've never seen nothing like that. I've never experienced nothing like that in my life. I don't care. Even on back then, wasn't that many services televised like that anyway. But I had never experienced anything like that in my life. But it wasn't a deal breaker. I was open.
Yep, you were.
That's right.
Yeah, ducking flags and hiding. Yeah, I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. But yeah, but that's true, Mark. We definitely need to discuss that. And we did. I mean, he was okay with that because I was Bible toting, tongue talking. I spoke in tongues. I did all of that. Demon slaying, all of that stuff. That's what I did since I was 15 years old. But like I said, it wasn't a deal breaker, but we did have that understanding as the type of person that I was. And I was Christian and, preaching at 14, 15 years old. And he needed to know that. And so those are things, if you can't feel comfortable in being yourself in front of the person that you're dating, you don't need to date them.
Right.
You don't need to date them.
Right.
So let's see here.
Yeah. Deal with that.
Okay. Hey, Gloria. Thank you. Let's see. Yeah. Pride plays a big role.
What causes one to have the type of pride that you cannot take any type of constructive criticism? What kind of pride? Where did that come from?
I'm looking at you. You said, "Oh,
that's a question." I thought maybe you know.
No, I'm looking at you. You're the one said you was full of pride earlier. That's when Lady Gwen responded to that.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't say it was pride.
Okay, what was it then?
Well, I guess it was rooted in pride.
Okay.
Okay, what's yours?
I'm not. That's you talking. Exactly. That's you talking. What? You said, that right there. I said, okay, I'll pull it up. So talk on it.
Pride can't be wrong. Always right.
Don't listen. See, she was responding to what you said earlier about yourself.
I'm talking.
Oh, talk on it then.
Yeah. What is that in a person? Where did that come from? How does that even become a part of your lifestyle when if somebody says anything, you just where does pride come from? Because the Bible said it comes before the fall. And I don't need a spiritual answer. We know it comes from the devil because it comes before the fall. And we know the devil is the one that causes you to fall. But in natural sense, does it come from childhood? Does it come from a person with ego. Who this hard? See, I'm trying to be serious.
Yes, Antoinette. Go ahead, go back.
No. But seriously, look, pride, like seriously, y'all. What is that? What is that? Like, why?
Okay, first of all, this because you keep asking it. Yeah. So, and is it more for men or women?
Oh no, both. No, it's both.
I think it's more men.
No,
I think it's more men.
Ain't nowhere in the world.
Yeah, because
ain't nowhere in the
most
world.
Men, and I may be wrong, but most men don't like to, and you just said it earlier, doesn't like to be called on the carpet about something that they may not be, that they may not have quite knowledge on, maybe need to correct, you know, maybe need to go another route, you know, listen to some sound doctrine. And sometimes that pride will get in there and will shut out wisdom.
That's across the board. That's not a man or a woman, or woman thing. But I'm just saying, men are prideful.
That's right.
And women are pride is it's a byproduct of something. That's why I say you can't do a man or woman. But I've not yet. We hear it all the time in the church. Pride. You need pride. You don't need that. Why is a person? What is that? What is it a byproduct of? That's all I'm trying to say. Because I've not put my. You ever see our parents disagree? That's true. If they do it constructively, you probably can't. Yep.
Come on, Pastor Lisa.
Absolutely.
The pastor has spoken.
But pride has caused so many, not only marriages. I mean, contractual agreements.
Ego, arrogance. What Yolanda said.
Ego and arrogance. Is it ego and arrogance that caused the pride, or is ego and arrogance a description or a behavior of pride?
Ego and arrogance is a characteristic of the person.
Would you call that
where
person
pride is rooted in?
That's what I'm trying to say. But what's the pride? Because we got to, and the only reason why I'm making this kind of a big deal, y'all, because I know we don't have but a few more minutes, because that's a root. If you can snatch pride from the root, if we know what it is, because in some kind of instance that has to be humbled. I know if you humble yourself, and why can't people humble themselves?
Yeah, that's what John is saying right here.
And what we do, I think pride is something we all have because we all were taught to take pride in what we do.
But it's how it's being used.
Yeah, but pride, right. So that type of pride, absolutely. But when does it start? I don't know, y'all. This may be another trying to prove, what's your thing? Trying to prove a headstrong point. Exactly. But why? Why is a person like that? Like they're so headstrong because their mom and daddy was like that. They saw that.
I think for me, like there is a time, I'm not really like this now, but there is a time where it used to just really piss me off when you would say certain things. And you may be right. Most times you're wrong, but in some cases you're right. In some cases you're right. Okay. But it was something about you coming to me and telling me something that would embarrass me or make me feel weak in that area. I'm already pissed off. Then you're going to bring something up that uncovers a part of weakness in me. And
but it wasn't in front of nobody else. It was in front of, but you're embarrassed in front of me.
I'm pissed off, and it makes me feel weak because I'm already pissed.
Right.
So that's number one. Number two, if the weakness is called up, I'm like, wait a minute, that puts me in a vulnerable situation. Now I'm doubly pissed. You understand what I'm saying? So now that arrogance is going to be there. You may be right, but today, brother, you're wrong.
Got it. And I think she said, well, somebody just said something.
Was it Lisa?
Pastor. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you're saying. Destructive pride comes from fear and failure.
There you go. So yeah,
it's like being
weak,
backed up against a wall. Even though the person might be right, you don't come at me like that.
Right.
So it's an emotion that all of us has. So how do we fix that? Because we can say all the time, well, it was the way you came at me. Yeah, because nobody don't like to be talked down to. I get that. But as a man of God, a woman of God, as a man of God, I ain't even going to say women, as a man of God, how do I combat that? Because that still rises up in me. It does, just to be honest with you. I'm better because, like I said, I've come to some realization, okay, that's your character flaw and you that's you. Well, let me just answer it like this, because I think I've handled it because I've realized the errors. And I don't know if that's because of age, immaturity. I know spiritually I've grown. Maybe that's the answer. Maybe I was being funny earlier when I was talking about you speak to create something. When we're talking about speaking, and I said that's going to be my wife. Maybe we can start confessing what we're not or what we are.
But you said something that's key, because I think age does bring about a little bit more patience, understanding, pick and choose your battles. But how do we speak to those young couples? How do we speak to those couples who just got married, those who are engaged? Because I don't want them to get to 29 years of marriage and you're just not figuring this thing out, or you're not being offended, or, I don't want them to get to that age. So, how do we impart into that age group, how to get rid of that pride thing?
This is what I would say to men, young adult men. If you've gotten to a point where you feel like this is your spouse, this is your wife, you should be at a point to be able to receive any type of constructive criticism, if that's your wife. Because the embarrassing, like you said, the embarrassment or being backed up against the wall, for whatever reason people feel like that, you got to think that it's you and that spouse now. As long as they're not embarrassing you out in public, and I sure pray they're not doing that. But if you're just bringing up stuff just to throw a jeer, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a real dealt with issue, and you calling somebody on the carpet and you dealing with that, and there's some kind of way, man, she right. What I would say to young men is, if you realize that's your wife, that emotion should be contained. You can control that. You can control that comeback to, like, because I'm telling you, I've done it. If you're saying that's your wife, you should be able to receive what they're saying.
Right. And I would dare say, when you're dating, sometimes if you feel like there's a combative type spirit or a competition, or you're trying to get over on the next person, or you don't feel that person has your best interest at heart, you got to start pumping your brakes then. That's why I say you have to start asking enough of the right questions, create scenarios and situations so you see how people operate in certain instances, because you'll pick that stuff up when you're dating. You'll pick that up from that person. If you can't tell them anything, you can't recommend anything, you can't be constructive, because when you grow, I grow.
Yeah.
When you do well, we both do well.
Right.
It's not I'm trying to tell you this because I'm trying to belittle you. No, I'm trying to tell you this so we both can grow together. Hey, Constance. Thank you. Happy anniversary.
Hey, Constance. Someone had said something about an inferior spirit.
I think that was Jolanda.
I think that gets a lot of yeah. If a person is dealing with that, they're gonna be the ones that really take a hit when you say stuff to them, because they're dealing with that inferior spirit. So they have to be built up. And I think in that sense, it's how you come to that person. So here we go. If the person that you're thinking about is your spouse, you're thinking about being married, they pick up on that inferior spirit, or should be able to. So that's when that person has to adjust how to navigate and how to approach you with things. And it's very important how that person deals with the person with the inferior spirit, because they have to be built up first and then tell them what you know. Never inferior spirit.
Sure, Lane.
I got to speak to that devil. In Jesus.
So crazy.
Hey, you got to be in the spirit, baby.
Hey, Ray, happy anniversary. Thank you, girl. Appreciate it.
Oh, man.
Thank you, Glinda. Appreciate it. Love you guys.
Oh,
What is Perry talking about? Communications, everything. It is. Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate it. Yeah, guys, listen, we can talk all day, but we just wanted to come in and just kind of give you guys just a briefing of where we are, how we met, some of the things that we've dealt with, empty nesting. But before we go, I did want to share something for you guys to look at, and I may come on live later on. But those of you who are homeowners, check your paperwork. I don't know if it's in the state of Alabama, but we've noticed that our home insurance went up 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. So where, let's say if your mortgage is, let's just say your mortgage is $1,500, then it's going to go up 100% in some insurances that are out there. And so sometimes people aren't really paying attention to the paperwork or not really reading it, or they say it's going to go up, and you would never imagine. It's almost like a balloon loan. That's how it hits you.
Yeah.
And so, guys, please, if you're homeowners, look at your paperwork, read it, look and see the changes that are taking place. You should have gotten something in December.
Right.
It might be around roughly November, December. And I know people who didn't really pay attention to it. They saw it, but they didn't see it. But I tell you what, when you get that first mortgage, and they take that, because we have ours taken out automatically, you'll see it then. So we don't want that to come and bite people. So please pay attention. Know that the home insurance, am I saying it right?
Yeah, homeowners insurance.
Homeowners insurance. A lot of them guys are going up, and they are going up. It's not just 5%, 10%. It's 85%, 90%, 100%. And so know that you don't have to be victim of that. Go and check out some other insurances. What we did is that we went and found another insurance that was significantly less, because I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to pay double of what I pay each month.
Yeah, it's a mortgage. Yeah, it was so bad, y'all. The insurance made my mortgage payment literally double. So, like she's saying, if your mortgage is normally $1,500 with everything escrowed in, insurance, it was $3,000. I'm not playing. Mm-hmm. And so when I called them and asked them what's going on, well, it's the state of Alabama. Yeah. Y'all were one of the highest. And they said it's because of the weather, the destructive acts of God, so they say, that causes that to rise. And I believe it's some of that, but this was crazy. It was the biggest hike I've ever experienced in any type of insurance. I've been, car insurance, you have the little hikes. And this is the thing. We didn't even have any claims. No claims during last year or the year before that. None. And they went up. So so if you have your paperwork or whatever, and say paperwork, they're gonna send you notice of your deficit in your escrow, because they some kind of way, I think it's all connected. They get wind of your stuff before you do. They'll show you that you're going to have a deficit based on what your homeowner's insurance is going to do. And so that's how I caught it. I was like, what? Oh my God. So I immediately started getting on the phone trying to find another.
Just know, guys, that you don't have to succumb to that. Yep, Lisa, pure greed. Jolanda said it, and then I did hear this, is that they're going up the cost of future forecasting on estimates of potential repairs, especially in older homes.
Oh, wow.
And so, that's something, guys, that we wanted to come on and talk about that briefly. Pay attention to what's going on. The home insurance is going up. Also pay attention if you have credit cards or anything like that. Look at your interest rates. The interest rates are going up on credit cards too. So pay attention to that. It may be one of those things that you may have to just get you another card and transfer that balance over to something else with a lower interest rate.
I didn't even know they could do that. They could adjust. I know that rates adjust, but I didn't even know they could actually tick your rate up. That's crazy.
Yeah.
He said Allstate hasn't contacted me. Contact them because they have to tell you, tell them to do a forecast. What do they believe your homeowners is gonna do for 2023? And I don't know if Allstate was. I know, and
John said it depends on the carrier too, which is true.
It does, because I'm gonna tell you what, I don't care about putting them out there.
Oh,
it
God.
was Travelers. Oh my God! Yeah. And for me to find somebody else, actually, to find another company that was like right there, maybe even lower. They were a little less than what that was. This goes to show you, it depends upon the carrier and all that. But yeah, we just wanted to tell you that and check it, because I know they did say in the state of Alabama, most major ones, Allstate, I don't know what company you have, John, but and you may be on top of yours, but just as so, because a lot of times I didn't pay attention to that. Like somebody else said, I didn't receive nothing in the mail. Well, they'll send it because they have to. They have to send it, and they bank on you probably not seeing it, and that hike goes up, man. And you just.
And I want to say it was like regular mail, like on a regular statement or something.
Yeah, it don't look. I mean, it don't look like it.
So you have to kind of read. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Helen, Barry. Appreciate that. Yes. So guys, just pay attention to that, because we did want to come in and talk about that today, about go in and make sure, just pay attention to anything related to your finances, anything related to interest rates. Check on that. Some people are starting to experience some balloon loans. I didn't know those are even still out there, but I have heard that there are people who are experiencing balloon loans right now this year. So just remember, we're in the middle of a recession. However, God's people are not a part of a recession. We have more than enough. We live in the land of Goshen, which means a land of plenty. We have more than what we need. We will always have more than what we need. There is no lack for the kingdom of God. And so I'm speaking that over your lives, and make sure that we're doing what we need to do in the natural. And in the natural, you're paying attention to your stuff. Look at those statements. Read the small print. Look at they say a notice. Read it. Look at it and see what's going on. This is just not the time to be caught off guard on some things. And wisdom is key. God's word says that his people perish because of a lack of knowledge. And I believe that's a lack of knowledge in any and everything that concerns us as people. Okay. Anything that concerns
it has a fixed interest rate. Yeah. Not on your home owner. These are credit cards interest rates that they're going up and down on, Perry.
Yeah. Not on the credit cards, Perry. Yeah. Not your home. But on the home is the homeowner's insurance that's going up. Yeah, but check your personal cards or even your business credit cards. Check the interest on that, because they are kind of playing around with that too. Okay, so I got to look more into this. Barry's talking about carbon footprint calculations of our consumption.
Carbon footprint calculation of our consumption.
I got to look more into that. Yeah. Looks like that's one of the new terms that's taking place. I'm not very knowledgeable of that, so I want to take a look at that. All right, guys, listen, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We just wanted to come in, tell you guys how we're doing. Empty nesting is going great. We have one back at the house now because he's in the middle of transition. He just graduated from Tuskegee. You know. So he graduated in December, but he walks in May. So he's in transition. So he's back for a little while. So he's doing well. Very proud of him. And then, of course, everybody else is doing great too. Everybody's in their prospective places. So
That's right.
We're doing good. We're doing good. So, guys, thank you again for hanging out with us tonight inside the Ladies Room Talk Show. And we'll look forward to seeing you next week. You got anything else to say?
I love you. Happy anniversary.
Thank you. Trying to be mushy gushy, really?
Yeah, because look, I gotta stay here with her. Y'all get to click off.
Oh, you got to?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna send you off this live. When I go off this live, go with them.
Good night, y'all.
Good night. Love you. Love you guys. Have a wonderful and safe week. Good night.
Good night.